Justin Brown and Mike Brown from Primal Video have built a seven-figure video marketing company, grown a YouTube channel from zero to almost 1.5 million subscribers at the time of this recording on YouTube, and have developed recurring income models while still helping tons of other entrepreneurs do the same. In this conversation, we'll be digging into Justin and Mike's YouTube channel strategies with Justin and how they use those strategies to build a successful business. I'm delighted to welcome Justin Brown from primalvideo.com, and we would love to talk about how you, our listener or viewer, can build your business and brand authority using YouTube. Welcome to the Productive Insights podcast and YouTube channel, Justin.
Thank you very much for having me on.
You're most welcome. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Justin, I've been following your work for a long time, and I really like the fact that you are somebody who comes from the heart. You're very genuine, and I feel like your values resonate with me. We have a few common friends, which we were chatting about in the preamble. So it's really great to have you here. So Justin, let's start with the most interesting bit, and that is, can you share with us the secret to growing your YouTube channel, Primal Video, to almost 1.5 million subscribers from zero? How did you do it?
Okay, even that number seems a little crazy to me. But look, I guess we started the YouTube channel 8 years ago, and we started with no idea, just make some videos and they will come, and treated YouTube as a video hosting platform where, throw some things up and you can go viral and get views and traffic, have impact on it. But it really doesn't work that way. So we've made a lot of mistakes over our time. We definitely got to the point early on when it wasn't working that we nearly gave up, and that it was a bad business decision for us at that point. So, while I make videos on YouTube and while we have, nearly 1.5 million subscribers, I'm not a YouTuber. I make videos on YouTube, which are able to show up and help and impact people with a specific pain or problem that they have. And the traffic and everything that we can generate from that, adding value and helping people, is also what grows and builds our business too. So it's an amazing business tool for us. But when it wasn't working, then it was a bad business decision for us to continue with what we were doing, or we had to figure it out. And so the biggest mistake that we made, and that a lot of people make, is not having a clear strategy, not having a clear plan in place, and the ability to try and test things and know what things to try and test to be able to set yourself up for success.
Okay, what really interested me in what you just said there is, you said, I'm not a YouTuber. Can you tell us a bit more about that? What do you mean you're not a YouTuber, but yet you've used YouTube to build a very successful business? So what's the difference between you and a YouTuber?
So, look, and there's nothing wrong with that term. I know a lot of people will say that's what I am. Look, for me, I'm a business owner, and we use YouTube for generating traffic and having impact. So it works very well for both of those. But typically what you would find with a YouTuber is that they're relying on going viral on YouTube. They're relying on just YouTube itself to pay them. And yes, there's some great ways that you can make money from YouTube, but it's also very limiting. And there's requirements before YouTube will start paying you. You need to have 4,000 hours of watch time on your channel, and you need to have 1,000 subscribers. So a lot of people think that that's the only way that they can make money from this stuff. But in fact, you can actually start from day one. Again, if you're treating it more like a business and a business tool, even if you want to call yourself a YouTuber or not, if you're treating it that way, that you don't need to be doing all the things that YouTubers feel they need to do, like creating content every day or being on every social media platform. We have a very small audience on other platforms. We chose to go all in on one. And that's, I guess, what a more strategic business person would do. Like, where are we best to allocate our time and money, and what focus can we have? Let's go all in on one, and yes, dabble and play with some of the others. But I guess it's more the approach around it than thinking that, there's a lot of stuff that we can lead to from this, but there's a lot of people that feel like that they're overwhelmed. A lot of people feel like, in burnout from uploading to YouTube and feeling like they're employed by YouTube. And if they stop or take a week off, that it's going to kill their channel. But none of that is true if you're not a YouTuber, right? It's a business tool. I can upload when I like. Yes, there's definitely benefits in uploading consistently, but having the strategy is what we'll keep coming back to as a clear direction, clear ways to test and measure so that you can be successful with this.
Look, that's really, really interesting. And I was hoping you would say that because I wanted to try and draw that out for our audience. A YouTuber is someone who identifies as such, but I have been watching your business for years now, and I've been a member of your membership community, Primal Video, which helps you to grow your authority in YouTube. And I understand that you see YouTube as a vehicle to build authority and attract your ideal clients. YouTube is not an end in itself for you. It is a means to an end. And I think that's a subtle but important distinction. I spoke to James Clear in episode 175 about developing habits. Each time you perform the habit is a vote towards the identity, is what he says. And that's an interesting point to me because when you create YouTube content, if you create it with the intention of seeing yourself as a YouTuber, you're building that identity. But if you're creating it with the intention of delivering value to a small section of the world who you want to help, as Seth Godin said in episode 200, then you are more likely to succeed in using YouTube as a means to building your business rather than becoming a YouTuber. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. I love that. So it really is, again, about getting clear on who are the people that you want to show up for. And the people that think like, I just want to be famous, right? And again, there's nothing wrong with that. But for who? Into what audience? It's harder because you're not classifying yourself necessarily into a specific niche. Whereas from a business perspective, there are ideal clients and students and people that you want to show up for. Now, that doesn't mean that you're going to rule yourself out of other audiences and niches as well. I mean, for us, helping people, say on YouTube, how to make videos and get views on them, we also have a lot of younger kids that are watching, trying to grow their gaming YouTube channel. So that's awesome. I love that we have the ability to show up and help whoever with our content. But when I'm creating it with a clear avatar, a clear person in mind from a business perspective of, I understand their pains and problems, and I've been through a lot of them. So how do I share my thoughts and opinions on helping them get to that? And if it can help anyone else as well, then that's amazing.
Man, I got to say, I, by any stretch of the imagination, don't think I'm famous, but I've come to be known a little bit more over the years. I've been doing this for 10 years, and I've had the opportunity to meet some really famous people. And from what I can see, fame is completely overrated. And it's actually a burden in a lot of cases. Yeah. I remember speaking to Seth Godin in episode 200, and he said maybe 7 million people have heard of him. And he's one of the most quote unquote famous people that I know personally. And you know what? I don't think it matters that much. What matters to him, at least, is serving people, serving his audience. And he says, find the smallest audience. So if you're watching this and you want to figure out where to start, I would recommend going and having a look at that conversation. It's at productiveinsights.com/200. By the way, any episode number I mentioned, you just go to the / episode number, it takes you there. So James Clear's productiveinsights.com/175.